Hey, everybody. It's your boy, Brent, the middleman. Brent, middleman on the tweets. Oh, sorry. Got the flip camera. Here today representing HoopBall with I guess, kind of sad news. I was, as you guys know, if you're fans of the show and of the channel, I'm a big Golden State Warrior fan. So, of course, I was watching the game last night where Jamal Murray went down. And doesn't it always seem to happen this way? The Nuggets were out of this game. They were trying to make a comeback, but it was pretty much over at that point. And Murray goes down, non-contact injury. He was driving down the lane. You could see in the replay exactly where it hits him. That something bad has happened. And then he was in a lot of pain, which, sometimes ACLs, there's not a lot of pain. Sometimes there is. So there could be other structural damage in there too, more than just an ACL. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm a fantasy expert. I would say expert because I'm not really an expert. I just don't have much of a life and pay a lot of attention to it. So I'm kind of up on these things. But it does turn out, we knew it was really bad. And Murray's a baller, dude. They brought the wheelchair out and he said, no, no wheelchair, and got off the court. Although it was tough. He was hopping. He could not put any weight on that knee. It was obviously killing. And we know how tough Jamal Murray is. The other players, got on a knee. Really tough to watch. Just not fun. Kalena Azubuike, who's a former player, is the color analyst for the Golden State Warriors. And he was just like, I hate watching this stuff. Just rough, man. Anyone who's a fan, knowing like not only the impact to the Nuggets, who were, have to be right up there with championship favorites, the impact to fantasy leagues, and people who rely on Murray. Although I have a hard time feeling sorry for you guys because I lost AD, Harden, LeBron, Aldridge, Horford, Hayward. I could go Lowry, Conley. I was first place. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to just focus on what we're here to talk about. Yeah, it was just tough. And he got off the court. And then we found out, it was a torn ACL. I mean, we knew right away. I mean, even Kalena Azubuike went right away to like, we know he's going to rehab and come back strong. Like it was obvious that this was a season ender, that it was something bad. So where does that leave us? Well, let me finish. My point was not only does it, affect all of that, but you feel just bad for Jamal. Obviously loves playing, super fun to watch. His team had, honestly, the Nuggets had, and still do probably, but I mean, gets hurt a little bit, but, they could win the championship this year, with the injuries the Lakers have had. And, the Clippers are just a mess. The Jazz are okay, but they have their own injury issues. The Nuggets had a real shot here, especially with the trades they made before the deadline. Just not cool, man. It was just bad. And I feel bad for Jamal Murray. I've watched my guy Klay Thompson, deal with this 2 years in a row now. We just saw James Wiseman on the Warriors go down. It's just hard to watch these guys not be able to play. It's got to be killing them. Which, that's cool to have a job like that, because if I fell down and hurt my knee and couldn't go to work, I'd be happy. I would love it. I'd be like, what? Let's go to rehab. Oh yeah, the pain, but it's worth it. It's worth it. But yeah, unfortunately, I do sit at a desk for my job, so there's not a lot of injuries that could take me down. Carpal tunnel, maybe arthritis. I don't know. Even then, they'd probably figure out a way where I could just talk, and that would type the emails that I have to send all day. So where does that leave us in the fantasy world? That's the whole point of this. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hit the notification bell. That way, when we do special videos like this, you get notified right away, and you know that we're going to do it. So Subscribe, hit the bell, because we're going to do videos like this when things like this happen. We have a great schedule this week, by the way. I'm doing one tomorrow with Alan. We just did one yesterday with Alan and Steve. Tomorrow we're doing one. I think Alan Marcus might even be joining us tomorrow. Alan's got another one going Friday with some other guests. So we got a lot of content here coming up. Tomorrow is about getting ready for head-to-head playoffs. So we're going to look at schedules and strategy going into the playoffs. A lot of you started the playoffs this week, like I did, and some of you just got kicked in the nuts by Jamal Murray's injury. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, because I'm dealing with my own injury issues here. But where does this leave us? Fantasy players are vultures, dude. As soon as he went down, I got notifications on my phone that Monte Morris is added, Campuzzo's added. All these guys start getting added in all my different leagues before they even got the wheelchair out to Murray. That's how competitive the leagues are that I'm in. And these guys are vultures, dude. So I don't know if your leagues are like that, or chances are, if you're listening to me here, if there's anybody even listening, that you're in HoopBall leagues with us. So you probably saw the same thing I did. But I think the HoopBall stance here is that there's really no clear pickup. There's no replacing Murray's stats. I have Will Barton on a few teams, and honestly is kind of a bump for him. I hate to get it that way, but he tends to handle the ball a lot. The thing is, Jokic is really kind of the offense runs through Jokic. So they don't really need a true point guard. So as far from like a fantasy perspective, I'd say Will Barton gets a nice bump. So if he happens to be out there, pick him up. Facundo Campazzo is probably the most fantasy intriguing as far as like across the board fantasy stats you can get from a guy. He played great defense on Curry. It is strange when the announcers are like, Curry has the smaller Campuzzo on him. He's posting him up, because I never think of Curry as a big guy, but Campuzzo makes him look like a big guy. But he's probably the guy I would target. Monte Morris, who's probably out there in your league, he gets a bump, but he's really more of like a scorer, and 3-point threat, some steals, which are nice. But, you could also see PJ Dozier, getting a bump here. So it's really hard to tell. I think it's going to kind of get, unfortunately, evenly distributed. But I think guys like Aaron Gordon get a boost. Jokic, if he needed a boost, gets a boost. Michael Porter Jr., because now you have 30 points a game or 25, whatever points a game you got to spread around. That's going to get picked up by Jokic and Porter Jr. and Gordon and Barton. And I think Campuzzo is going to pick up some of those guard stats. Monte Morris is going to have to score. We're going to see a bit of Dozier. But as far as like order of pickups, because Jokic, Porter, and Gordon are probably all owned, I would look at Barton, Campuzzo, Morris, Dozier would be the order. And I'm not even really, I looked at Morris, like to be honest, I'm one of those vultures, like while he was laying there writhing in pain and wondering if his career's over and worrying about not being able to go for the championship and letting his team down and all that fun stuff. I was looking on the waiver wire to see who was out there. And I looked at Morris, but I didn't pick him up just because I think he gets a bump, but I don't think it's that crazy, because I think they are going to spread it around a little bit. So that's sort of our stance here. Let me see. Or Jed's got a message. Let's see. What does he say? Where do Monte and Facu rank among other waiver point guards like Maladone, Joseph, Rondo, Rhett? Freaking Corey Joseph, dude. Like, I picked him up in my dynasty league and super happy about it. I don't know. They're starting to get people back now in Detroit. So I don't know exactly, how much help he gets there, but once everybody's healthy. But I like Joseph's been good right now. Reggie Jackson's been great right now. Maladone has been good. I would say, let's see. So where do they rank? I would probably rank those Maladone, Reggie, Joseph, Facu, and that's close. Facu could jump over Joseph once Detroit gets some guys back. Then Monte, then Rondo, I think. Rondo's a tough one to gauge right now. But yeah, I think that's kind of where I would sit with those. So I definitely think Campazzo has the most fantasy upside between him and Monte. So Campazzo could be right there with Maladone too as a pickup right now. I think because you're looking for assists probably and steals. Campazzo's your guy. Joseph doesn't shoot threes, so that bumps him down a little bit in my book. Rondo doesn't really either. Reggie's been really good. So yeah, I'd grab Maladone first of all those guys, and then I'd have to decide between Reggie, Facu, and Joseph probably, and I'd probably go with Reggie, then Facu, then Joseph, then Monte. So hope that helps, Jed. Thank you for the question. This isn't going to be a super long video today. We really just wanted to get out there and get this, just let everyone know sort of where HoopBall and where we stand on it, where I stand on it. You're going to get different answers from different people, but really it's tough to tell. Jed, I don't know if you heard the first part, but we think it's going to be spread around kind of, where we see a bump for Gordon, Barton, Porter, Jokic, and then Monte and Facundo kind of split that up a little bit, with Campazzo being the more kind of fantasy friendly guy of the two. So it's not as clear a pickup as there would have been like with certain other teams, when there's an injury. So I guess here at the end we could chat a little bit about maybe I'll just touch on a couple other injuries before I wrap it up. So we talked about James Wiseman going down yesterday. We didn't really get into it, but I had mentioned that Toscano Anderson is sort of a sneaky maybe streamer. I'd keep an eye on kind of what his stats are, but he's picking up those center minutes. Looney just doesn't really seem to do a whole lot, even with more time. So something there. Who else did we talk about? Harden. We think that he's a hold. That he'll probably come back, but we'll see in 10 days. With Anthony Davis, we're holding him till Thursday to see. It sounds like they're going to reevaluate him and see where he's at. If we get a prognosis negative, we're gonna have to start looking at dropping these guys, especially if you think you're not going to win this week. Because if you're not going to win this week in your playoff, then you're not even around next week. So you kind of got to go extreme, but I'd wait till Thursday probably for that. We think Jared Allen sounds like he's getting close to coming back, which should pop the Hartenstein bubble slightly and the Dean Wade bubble. Although as long as Nance is out, and Nance is a little more questionable because he lost like 20 pounds, I guess, due to whatever pooping disease he had. So I don't know how much conditioning he's going to need to get back. But that Cleveland's going to be a little bit of a mess because Hartenstein and Wade have been really good in their absence, but they're going to take a seat to Allen and Nance. But Cleveland's also going to be in no position to rush them back either. Barton in a 10 team. Man, I guess I would say it depends who else is out there. I could see Barton being in a 10 team. Just beware though. I mean, he can have an amazing game and then just disappear another game. But maybe without Murray there, he does get a lot of ball handling opportunities. He could put up some really nice stats. So I would say that Barton's probably relevant in 10-teamers now with this injury. I mean, obviously, a lot of these like, should I grab this guy? Should I grab the, it all depends on who else is available, your opportunity cost, as we say in the biz. But yeah, I think Barton's relevant in 10 teams now. Here, I'll post that question. This was a question Jed put up. But Yeah, I think that kind of touches on it for today. As always, if you have questions, you can come talk to us on Twitter, send us tweets. You can also go to hoop-ball.com and you can pay $4.99 a month, which is like nothing. I mean, come on, you pay $15 a month for HBO and probably watch one thing a month. $4.99 a month, you can get access to our premium Discord where you can just ask us questions all the time. And we have threads on everything like golf, baseball, MMA, DFS. So you can come in there and it's just super fun, hang out, for $5 a month. What else are you going to spend it on? There's nothing to do. I mean, it's freaking lockup. Although it's getting better out there, which is nice. You can do like me and just golf a lot. Jamie with a question here. Let's see. Goga Pada. Yeah, I think Gogo is a 12 team pickup. I mean, once Turner's back, he's done. So keep that in mind. But it does appear that Turner is at least a couple games away. I would hang on to Turner though, unless you're set in blocks. But I like Badazzi, even in limited time. He's been getting like a couple blocks a game. He also gets assists and hits threes here and there. I'm super excited about this guy going forward. I wish I had him in a dynasty league, but I don't. But yeah, I think he probably. I mean, I think it depends who's out there. I'd say like a guy like Daniel Gafford might have been above him, but now Gafford's got some shoulder thing. But it sounds like he might be okay. So guys like that, I think are relevant in 12 teamers. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up if anyone has any questions, get them out in the next 30 seconds and I will try to address them. If not, hoop-ball.com, join the premium membership, talk to us on Discord, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so that when we do like pop-up videos like this, you get notified right away and you can come and watch them. But otherwise, I do have to get back to work. So happy to come on here and let you guys know what we think with this devastating injury. Obviously, we all feel for Jamal Murray and love him as a player. He seems like just like a good dude, works hard, really cares. I feel bad for the Nuggets organization. I think they had a really good shot at the championship. And honestly, it's not as bad as if Jokic went down, to be honest. So I still think the Nuggets could have a good chance. And in some cases, I know Murray helps stretch the floor and he keeps defenses honest, but he can also be a bit of a ball hog too. So maybe it'll help them spread it around a little bit. And you never know. I mean, the Nuggets are a deep enough team that I don't know that this impacts their championship that much as it would, like, say, if a Curry goes down or, Antetokounmpo going down on the Bucks or a Davis or a LeBron going down on the Lakers. I don't think Murray is that type of player on the Nuggets. And maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. But I don't necessarily think they need Murray to win the championship, to be honest. So we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously they're better with him. He draws a lot of attention when he's on the floor, which, makes everyone else's lives easier. But they're deep, man, especially with that Gordon trade. And Campuzzo and Morris can handle those responsibilities. Dozier is a super athlete. I was watching the Warrior game last night against the Nuggets when it happened. And Dozier is super impressive as an athlete. Obviously, they're not like the scorers that Jamal is, but who knows? Michael Porter Jr., this might be a nice boost for him scoring wise. Maybe give him some more opportunities. Will Barton, like we've been talking about, he can light it up. They call him Will the Thrill for a reason. I mean, pretty much because it rhymes, but he does thrill. He does offer thrills. So yeah, I think the Nuggets are going to be okay. I think there could have been worse fantasy injuries for your team, like AD, LeBron, Harden. But yeah, it hurts. It hurts. But go out there, see what you can do on the waiver wire. There's some interesting guys out there, and enjoy the rest of your day. Catch us on Twitter. Come see me on the Discord, and talk to you guys later.